Okay, let's talk about the interior part of your inspection and the issues and the hazards that you may come across while doing your inspection. Okay, the first thing is on arrival. As we spoke about in the general photos tutorial, we need you to take pictures of the keys that get you inside the home. And one of the things I want to point out is if you cannot get a good picture of the key code, as you can see these are HUD keys, if you cannot get a good clear picture of which code it is, write it on a piece of paper and take a picture of it. Also, we would like to see the key actually working in the door with the door open and the key that worked is in the lock. And if you're gaining access by a lockbox code, make sure you put the lockbox code in that got you into the home, and then open the lockbox and show the key is in the lockbox on arrival, and put the key in and take a picture of the code that got you in. If the key does not have a code, then just say that there was no code. But if there is a code, write it on a piece of paper and take a photo of it. And again, show the key has worked by opening the door with the key inside the lock. Okay, once you get inside, you're going to be scanning around for hazards and other issues. As you can see in this picture, there's tack strips, leftover tack strips, and you got to make sure that all the floors are tack strip free. And also you'll notice that this transitional carpet here is not taped down. It is a trip hazard. You can get your foot under there and trip. And again, there's some tack strips left over, and you can see these have nails protruding out of the top. And some more. These are carpet staples. You can see that they just did not get those out, and they should be removing all of that. And more transitional problems. Got the tack strip here and the nail sticking up from the floor. And this is leftover carpet staples, and they did not clean very well here. And this is a vent cover that was left off of the vent. And you'll notice also that there's tack strips around the vent. Now, if you come across this and take a picture of it and put the vent back over it so somebody wouldn't hurt themselves. But if it has tack strips and it's raised, take a picture from the side showing that it is raised. Here you're in the basement and they have a extension cord that they have not secured on to the wall and the floor. They should tape this along the floor and also put it up against a wall so nobody can walk into it and trip. Any kind of carpet ripples. If the carpet is rippled, that is a trip hazard, and you need to make a note of it and take a photo of it. This is a transitional carpet here that they have not taped down or removed the carpet. As you can see, a good way of taking the photo is by sticking your foot underneath it and showing and taking a picture of it. This is definitely showing that this is a trip hazard. This is another trip hazard. It's a transitional threshold here that has a lip on it, and somebody can stumble over that. And this is a good way of showing it also, is to get low toward the ground and take a photo to show that it looks like it's a good inch. And here it looks like this is the only thing they can really do with this. There's nothing, it looks like there's probably a hole in the floor here. And they just put this piece of board over it, and there's really nothing you can do. This is a trip hazard because of the lip. The way they should do this is just put some caution tape around it that's cueing people that there is a issue here. This is leftover blinds. If the blinds are okay in the home, as long as they are in good condition. If the blinds look like this or in poor condition, take photos of it because they should be removing these. And this is another way, if you have a light that you know, one of the headlamps, so you can use this in the homes and to point out things. It's kind of like having a laser to point at something. This is showing that there's some spider webs in the corners here, and also it's quite dirty. If you put the lamp on your head and get it at an angle, you can actually see the spider web. This is a broken window. You notice it has a storm window and an interior window. One of the windows pane is out on this window here. This is okay as long as the storm window is in good condition and locked, and that the shards are removed completely from the inner part of this window, and there is no shards inside the track here. As you can see, this is leftover shards. This is a serious hazard and needs to be documented and put into the form. Now, windows, broken windows here. This is a broken window. As you can see, of course, has edges here that are very sharp, and it also is cracked all the way to the corners here. They need to be either reglazing this or removing the window completely. And this is a taped over. Now, people can tape over windows as long as the broken glass does not get down to the corner. If it was just broken from here to here, they can put tape over that. But since it goes all the way up to the corners here, then this has to be removed and replaced or reglazed. Leftover shards, you need to document those. And this is a gas line, and all gas lines should be capped. This is another gas line. This gas line should be capped also. And this is a cap that they put onto this gas line to show that it can be capped and it should be capped. These are the washer hookups, and these should be capped. Think of it like this: everything that has a valve should be capped in the house. And the reason is, if someone turns the water on or the gas on, if it's not capped and somebody had turned the valve on, it could flood the house or really have a problem with gas in the home. And this is also a winterization issue. It is not winterized if these are not capped. This is showing that these valves have been capped. Another gas line that has not been capped, and scan in the kitchen areas and the hallways. Gas lines can be anywhere. This is a refrigerator water valve, and it looks like this hasn't been capped, so they need to cap this also. And another water line should be capped. And any outlet plates that are cracked or broken need to be replaced. If you see any that are cracked or broken, take a photo of it, because they should be replacing these. And if it's missing, they should be putting a faceplate over this. And another outlet cover is missing, and this is out in the outbuildings or the garages. A lot of times you'll find power out there, and sometimes they don't have the faceplate on it. This is a hazard also. It's exposed to wires, and this one actually looks like, it kind of looks like it's broken there. And here's another, missing the faceplates. And also somebody has stuck a piece of metal into this outlet here. So it is very important that you take a picture of this and show that somebody has actually stuck something into an outlet. And someone has used masking tape. Masking tape is not allowed to cover in any exposed wires. They all should have caps and black tape, electric tape. And this is a broken bulb, and all broken bulbs should be removed. Missing plate, exposing the inner works of the breaker box. And this is showing that you can show how there's missing breakers in here, and they don't have a protective plate over it. And this is the same thing, showing that there's missing breakers. And you'll see this a lot when they're securing windows or doors, and they'll come in here and use these screws to secure the door here. These should be cut down as far as possible, and also put some caution tape on it here. If they're not going to cut it, they need to at least put some caution tape over it, but these should be cut back. Again, anything protruding, leftover hangers here, this should be removed. Again, anything protruding from the walls, we should not have anything protruding from the walls. Nails also. Protruding nails out of the walls or out of the wood should be removed or banged down. Same thing here, the screws protruding. Nails along looks like in the garage, they should be pulling these out or just banging them down also. Any exposed wires, all wires should be capped and taped. Black electric tape over caps. Exposed wires will show up everywhere, so just scan the ceilings, the floors, underneath areas where appliances are to see if there's any exposed wires. Some more exposed wires. As you can see, this is in the kitchen, underneath probably where the stove is or the refrigerator. And this is a serious hazard here. There's missing banisters and also handrails. This is a serious problem here, and they should at least put caution tape around here. If you come across anything like this is an emergency situation, and you need to contact us immediately to let us know of this issue. This handrail is not long enough. It should come up a little bit further where you can, as soon as you start walking down the stairs, you should be able to get a hold of the handrail. And this is a good way of showing that the handrail is too short. You can't reach it by putting your arm out and extending it down. If this was a missing handrail, you would do the same thing. Okay, structural issues. If you see large cracks in the walls or the exterior foundations, make sure you take photos of it and document it as structural issues. This door should probably be removed. It is not a hazard really because there's no shards or anything, but it is an issue that could, if you see holes in the walls or in doors, just photograph it. Low-hanging light fixtures, anything that you can bump into, or anybody from 6 foot or a little taller, if they can hit it with their head, then it is an issue, a hazard. What you can do is just put your hand up to show that this is low-hanging. And also, one of the pictures that we're missing here is if you back up a little bit and show the breathing room between the ceiling and the light fixture, and see how long the chain is. If the chain has some length to it where they can get an S hook, it should be put up as far as they can go. However, sometimes you'll get in there and there's just not enough room to put an S hook, so it is going to be low anyway. But just make sure that you take this picture and back up and take a picture of the area above it. Again, these are pull strings for a light fixture. They should be tying these up. Same thing here. As you can see, the pull strings are low. People can walk into that. They should be tying these up. And here's another light fixture that's pretty low here. And again, it's hard for the client to see if this can be fixed or not by this single picture. That's why you need to back up a little bit and take a picture of what's above it and see if they have some area where they have some room to pull it up. A lot of the times they don't have enough room to do anything with, but we need to show either way. Defective paint, if there's any peeling paint, take photos of that. And looks like there's an active roof leak here, and make sure you take a picture of any kind of roof leaks and report that as a possible roof leak. And of course, if it's dripping water or there's water on the floor, then it is definitely an active leak. Mold, or what we call discolorations. We cannot call this mold because we're not certified, and so what we do is we take a picture of it and say there is a discoloration. And as you can see, yes, this is an active leak here, so you want to make sure if you found any water on the floor, in the basement, or anywhere, report that immediately as an active leak, and so they can get somebody out to fix it. Looks like there's some leftover chemicals here. Chemicals are a health hazard, so they need to be reported immediately, and these are probably the cleaning group that left it over. So anyway, take a picture of it. Okay, the attics, if all attics need to be accessed, if it has a pull down ladder, pull the ladder down. If it's an issue, a hazard, which this is because it's not bumping up against it and the ladder can break, take a picture of this showing that you could not get up into the attic. However, if it does have a pull down ladder, you need to get up in the attic and take photos. You don't have to walk around the attic, you just need to get to the top of it and peek around. And then there's certain times when you don't have pull down ladders or access to the attic, so just make sure that you take a picture of the access showing that you cannot access the attic. And also, this needs to be closed off. The last person that was up there should have closed this up. And this is in the attic. If you get up into the attic, again, don't walk around in the attic, just search around. If you have a flashlight or a headlamp, look around to see what's up there. A lot of the times the air handlers are up there. Sometimes you'll find the water heater up there. And so if you do see those, take a picture. Always use a flash. Do not take a black picture showing nothing up there. You need to put a flash on, especially in the attics, showing that there is the mechanicals up in the attic. And also, if there's any trash or leftover garbage or debris, make sure you report that. And chemicals, paints or chemicals, so that's a health and safety issue, make sure you report that. And now we're in the kitchen, and along with your kitchen photos, you're opening all the cabinets, remember, and all the appliances, and taking a wide photo showing that you have looked into each of the cabinets and the appliances. If appliances are dirty, take a picture inside the appliance. As you can see, this is quite dirty. Stoves, again, if you're finding stoves dirty, take pictures inside the stove. Refrigerators, the same thing. And cabinets, of course, if you're finding stuff, take pictures of it. If it's all clean, then you don't really have to take pictures inside of it. And countertops. Rub your fingers across the countertop. If they've been cleaning it, you shouldn't have any dirt. If you do see dirt like that, show your fingers and take a photo of their fingers with all the leftover dirt. And here it looks like they just used a dirty rag to wipe down the countertops. If it looks like this and it just looks really bad, try to find a way where the light would hit it so you can show the streaks. Windowsills. Windowsills should all be clean. If you're finding stuff on the windowsills, also rub your fingers across it. If it's dirty, take a picture of it. It looks like there's a bunch of dead bugs here, so make sure you're taking pictures of that. And you don't have to take a picture of every windowsill in the house that's dirty. Just take a few and make a note that says windowsills are dirty. Air intakes and vents. Check the vents, they all should be clean. If it's dirty, rub your finger across it to show that it is dirty. This is another use of the headlamps, are a pretty good way of pointing out the spider webs. Dirty drawers and very dirty drawers. This is showing a air freshener that is expired. As you can see, they don't have a date on it. All air fresheners should be dated. And also that you can see this is expired, and take a picture of that showing that it is expired and it does not have a date on it. Fan blades. All fan blades should be clean. If you come across a fan blade, always make sure you're looking at all the fan blades in the house. They should be clean. If you come across dirty fan blades, try to get as close as you can and take a photo of it showing that they are dirty. Same thing, anything that's dirty, make sure you're taking a picture of it. This is the bathroom. It looks like the toilet. It looks pretty disgusting. And here we go again. It looks like they should have cleaned this or removed this toilet seat. And rub your fingers across the countertops and also the tops of the porcelain to see if it's dirty. If it's dirty like this, show a picture of it. If it's just got a little bit of, just a little bit like some dust on it, not to worry about it. But if it comes up like this, make sure you're showing that they're not doing a good job of cleaning these up. Behind the toilet. A lot of the times it gets pretty filthy back there. Tubs. Again, what we talked about tubs. If there's any kind of stains in the tubs, they should be writing stained on some tape and putting it on the stains or around the stained areas. That way when we take a photo of it, it looks dirty, it's actually stained and they can't get it clean. If it looks dirty and they have not put stained on it, then it is dirty, and so the client will know that it is dirty. Some soap scum that's left over in the shower. Again, all cabinets should be open and a photograph should be taken of each cabinet like that. Again, if you can see this in the overview picture that is open, then you don't have to take this photograph. And yes, well, it just felt. Yeah, they should be. Yeah, this needs to be cleaned up. You make sure that if the power is on in the home, you're showing it. A lot of the appliances, if you can see that the power is on the appliance, take a photo of it showing that it is on. And the sign-in sheets. Sign-in sheets are extremely important. If the client has a sign-in sheet, you need to take a good, clear photograph of the sign-in sheet. And that means that where you can read any of the information in the header here, and all the names of the people that have been there, should be able to read them and should be able to read the dates, and all of this needs to be legible. You cannot take a photograph from 3 feet away showing that there is a sign-in sheet. We need to see what's on the sign-in sheet and where this house is. And also, a sign-in sheet is good for if you do not have a street sign or missing a address outside, then this is a good way of showing that you're at the right house. Garages. Garage doors should be secure. They want them locked. However, if it's missing a lock and the bar is through it, then that is secure. However, it's better to be locked. And make sure you're taking pictures of the garage doors showing that it is secured. If the garage is not secure and you're able to open it up and take a photograph showing that the garage is open, and letting them know that you were able to open the garage door. Okay, missing copper. Make sure you're taking pictures of the missing copper. You're scanning these garages, looking for issues like this. And also you can see that somebody's come in here and stolen the copper. This is a sump pump. If the home has a sump pump, then the electricity needs to be on, and this sump pump should be on. Some of them look like this, and they're located in normally the lowest part of the home. If there's a crawl, if it is a crawl where you can walk around in it, look around with your flashlight and seeing if there's a sump pump. And this is another sump pump, and as you can see, this indicator light's on, so you can see that the electricity is on. Now if you cannot tell if the sump pump's on, the breaker, if you can get into the breaker and it's not sealed, and the client doesn't want you breaking the seals, you can't tell if the power is on for the sump pump. And as you can see, this one has a sump pump, and they've actually written it down as the breaker for the sump pump, and they've taped over it to make sure that this sump pump stays on. And the breaker, the master breaker, should be on. If you cannot get into it and you can't tell if it's on or not, make sure you carry around a pen tester and unplug the sump pump and check the outlet. If it's on, that means the electric is on to the sump pump. Now when you exit, you want to make sure that you put the key back into the lockbox if you're using the lockbox keys. Always make sure you take the picture that you put the key back into the lockbox and you've closed the lockbox and you've scrambled the code. And then show that you are leaving the home secure. And as we pointed out in the other video, put your hand on the handle, taking a picture of it, showing that you left this home secure.